Hey everybody, welcome to the Creativity Cave. It is Facebook Live on a Wednesday instead of on a Monday. I am so sorry. You guys are gonna laugh. So I couldn't get my screen to flip. And the reason is because, well, at first let me get my Stampin' Lips on. I mean, let's be honest, this is what's important. I gotta get my lips on. Okay, that's better. So a demonstrator friend of mine was struggling with getting her camera horizontal, her phone horizontal, just like I am right now. And so I showed her that there's actually a screen where you can lock your orientation, so either horizontal or vertical. And oftentimes I've bumped that and it drove me crazy. I couldn't figure it out. But it turns out that's what I had done. So I screenshotted that thing and circled the little button and then realized that I hadn't switched it back on my own phone after sharing with her what she was doing wrong so she could fix it. And long story short, I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And then I remembered. Never a dull moment around here. As you know, I have my moments of being spazzy, but I think that's what's endearing. I think that's why you guys like me. So I was just doing a team training on videos and I was saying, be real, show people what you're doing, and don't be afraid to make mistakes because that's what everyone else does too. So, all right. That's what I get a lot of comments on. Actually, my friend Kelly and I and my other friend Barb, we all share team training, and we say that people like seeing when we mess up because it feels more like how you are when you stamp. And by you, I mean y'all, including me, of course. Okay. So I am so excited to be with you today. It's been a crazy week. In less than 7 days, I have driven over 1,100 miles. I have gone to pick my son up from camp last Friday. I went to Kelly's daughter's wedding in Wisconsin. I went to Iowa State yesterday, which is now 3 hours away instead of, it used to be an hour and a half. It was a simpler time back then. I also have a downline meeting tomorrow, so that's going to add another 250 miles to my odometer. Luckily, my daughter is getting my oil changed as we speak. Actually, I think she's back, but it's been a crazy few days. I've been on the road a lot, so I know I'm a little behind on my email right now. I've gotten a few messages I need to catch up on. So if you are waiting to hear from me, just give me another day so that I can get everything sorted and situated. So yes, we went to Iowa State and Ella has been accepted. She's going to go into the software engineering program. She's very excited. We went to the bookstore and dropped a couple $100. And actually, I meant to change. I wonder if she brought my shirt down. I bought a shirt. I said, do I have to get one that says mom? And she goes, no. And I said, okay, deal. But I bought a shirt yesterday and I'm kind of excited. And she got a shirt and a sweatshirt because I'm such a nice mom. So she can represent until it's time to go to school. And then today she got her schedule and she's kind of like, oh, I got to do my senior year first, huh? Yes, dear, you do. So anyway, that was quite an experience. We walked a long ways in a lot of heat yesterday. I'm just saying. So anyway, it was a lovely day, and I think she's going to be a part of the honors program. So it's all good stuff. I'm very excited for her. The world is at her feet. So that is pretty exciting. Let's see. Oh, the wedding. Someone asked about the wedding. It was wonderful. It was a very, very beautiful ceremony with it really was a gorgeous, gorgeous wedding. I did post some pictures on just my personal Facebook page. But it was so nice to see Haley. I sort of feel like she's sort of my makeshift daughter because I've been with her for many years on lots of trips, and we've watched her grow up. We've watched her have boyfriends. We've seen her just grow up before our eyes, and we are so excited for her. Her new husband is just wonderful. And then this is really funny. So I don't know if you guys saw this. Someone posted a YouTube video of a couple that got left behind on the ship, like they were at a port in St. Martin, and the ship is literally leaving, and there they are on the docks, basically. And the ship's taking off. And so these people are like filming this couple going, oh my gosh, the ship is leaving and we're not on it. And so my husband goes, is that Haley and Jared? And so I actually, because I just got off of this training with Kelly, I'm like, yeah, have you heard from your daughter? Is that her? I watched the video and it didn't look like them. But that was pretty funny. So they might have gotten stranded. I don't know. Anyway, I had to laugh too because she said that she wasn't sure if she'd like going on a cruise that wasn't a Stampin' Up one. Because the funny thing about a Stampin' Up cruise is like, 1,000 people on the ship basically. And so when you go on a regular vacation and you don't get pillow gifts each night and you don't know half the people on the boat, it's a little different. Like, I always wonder, why don't regular hotels give me the gifts on my pillow each night like Stampin' Up does? I mean, isn't that just how it is? Apparently not. Of course, I never find gifts on my pillow here at home. Well, if I do, they're very different types of gifts. They're more like clean clothes that I passive-aggressively have been suggested to put away. Or, actually, I shouldn't say that because that's what I passively-aggressively do to my husband. Put clean clothes. I put like all of his stuff on his side of the bed that needs to get put away. I do that, so I should probably not joke too much about it because I do that. $1,000 cab ride. Yeah, I've heard of that. I know at Stampin' Up many years ago, Shelly, our founder of Stampin' Up, she and her husband missed the boat at one of the ports and they had to take a helicopter out to the ship, and I'm guessing that cost quite a bit. Although maybe they got a great deal because they had basically leased out most of the boat, but I don't know. Yeah, if you miss the ship, it is not cheap. All right, so let's see. I think I might have mentioned, because I did, well, no, oh, I know. I did my holiday catalog pre-order video last week, and I did it quick before I left to go pick up my son from camp, and he came back with his voice being a full octave lower, I believe. So that was interesting, and a little bit of sass. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, he's here. Shocking. There he is. Say hi.
Hi.
Do you hear that? Say something else. Oh, now you're going to be quiet? Honestly. So Ella doesn't go to school until a year from now. So.
Sexy voice.
Oh my gosh. Did you seriously just say that? Seriously, people. There's Deb. Deb Bowling.
Oh, bowling. I thought you were going to say Deb Dakin.
No. I don't think your viola instructor would be watching us. Yeah, who is that kid is right. Like, who is that kid?
Who said that?
Her name is Ginger. So, say hi. Yeah, it's a lower voice. It is Barry White. Oh my gosh, that is so true. Do you know who Barry White is?
Who's Barry White?
He's a singer. Like, yeah.
Who's Barry White?
Google it. No, you can't do it on here because then it'll not let me do it. Don't do. Google it on your own time.
American songwriter. Barry Eugene Carter, better known as his stage name, Barry White.
He has a really low voice. He also was on The Simpsons a couple times with his low voice. Carl must be a joy to live with. Something like that, I'll tell you.
Okay, Mom, thanks. Your deep is pretty deep when you talk normally.
Okay, look at this.
Who's
Nicola says, sending hugs from Belfast, Northern Ireland. That's pretty cool. We like geography here. Speaking of geography, I haven't seen if Julie's on, but let's show. Carl got some swag. I'm gonna smack you with it. So Julie is one of my friends from when I lived in Cedar Falls. She was one of my friends and customers.
Glade or?
No, Julie Braby.
Oh, yeah.
Who brought you donuts all the time?
Yeah.
She brought this shirt,
Very
Brazil
big.
shirt. Well, you're very big. It is oh my. Do you guys hear this? I don't know if she was in Brazil. Julie, we need to catch up. But Carl was so excited when I showed him this. So this just came. So he got a Brazil shirt and he got a Brazil flag, which he loves, Brazil flags.
Oh my god.
And then, oh my gosh, stop. But why do you have to be such a teenager? But then there's Brazil candy of all kinds.
I thought that said Gatorade, not Dora.
No. So there's all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, it could be like drugs, chocolate covered worms. I don't know. What kind of bugs do they have in Brazil? Big ones, right?
Mom!
What? Bugs? It's Brazil is where the rainforest is. Of course there's big bugs down there. Oh my gosh. Here, take your Brazil stuff and go. All right, I'm done. Bye-bye. I love you. It was lovely having you here, but it's time for you to leave.
Can you not smack my thunder thigh? Bye in a minute.
Yeah. Honestly, you people. So, Julie, thank you so much. The rest of you, pray for me. He thought I said butts. Oh, thunder thighs. Yeah. That's what she said. That's what she said, Carl. Gosh. That kid is gonna be the death of me. And Ella is gonna be gone. And she was like normal. That's right, Deb. Wine. Okay. So I do have a few cards to share with you that came in the mail, as well as some cards that we're going to make today. So are you guys ready? Let's go to our happy place. Is this your happy place? I think this might be some people's happy place. I feel honored if it is. But I'm going to flip my camera around. So close your eyes for a second while I jiggle things. Okay. Here we are. So I did get some wonderful happy mail. I love when people send me happy mail. This was the card that was in with Julie's package. Julie knew Carmen, so she sent me a really pretty sympathy card. Julie had come to lots of classes with Carmen over the years, so thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate it. I also received a thank you card from Bonnie. Yes, isn't that pretty? This is a set. I like the colors on here that she used. They're really nice. This is a set that was in our occasions catalog last spring. It was a pretty set. Here is another beautiful card. This was from one of my good customers, Joyce. And I know you're on here, Joyce. I thought I saw you, but I just loved how beautiful that your card turned out. She used the new A Little Lace die. And then this is from a host set. Or no, it's not from a host set. It's from, actually, I have it right here, Inspiring Iris. Maybe we'll make a card with it today, but I love what she did. So thank you, Joyce. It's really pretty. This card is from Lisa. Sorry, I had to look. So this is really sweet. I love this. Watching your wonderful tutorials is always a delight. So sweet. I love when you guys tell me those things. It really is helpful to hear that you like them, because sometimes we get, sometimes, every once in a while I get nasty comments, and it sure helps when I hear such wonderful things. So I appreciate that. Then this one, oh my gosh, this one kind of freaked me out a little because it's from Carmen, but this is from her husband, and he just wrote the nicest, sweetest note. But I wanted to mention part of this to you because he said, I would like to thank you in so many ways. Your flowers you sent when you let all your gals across the United States know that Carmen needed get well cards. Those cards brought her much happiness. She called them her happy mail. So many cards came in one day. She received 12 cards. Your eulogy that Kelly read at Carmen's service was absolutely wonderful and represented Carmen so well. It made me cry. So anyway, I won't read the rest, but that was from Carmen's sweet husband. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I had put a call out in a couple places for people to send cards to Carmen, and I'm so thankful that you took the opportunity to share some really sweet cards with her in her final weeks. So that really was wonderful. So thank you for that. This card is actually a really cool card. My whole family loved this card. So this is a card that I received from Jana, and I've known Jana, I think, for a while. And this had a sweet note in it too. So Jana made this STEM card, which, as you know, we're quite the proponents of STEM here in our house. But I thought it was really cool. It said, Dina, I'd never heard of STEM till you started talking about your kids' involvement. And then my friend's granddaughter also got involved in it. I send 40 to 50 cards per month to the elderly and shut-ins in our church. This is the September card I made. I know nothing was Stampin' Up, but thought your kids would like to know how they inspired me to check out what STEM projects were all about. Love your videos. Okay, so Jana, and then in here, she kind of explains what this is all about. And so it was really kind of cool explaining what STEM is to people who might not know what it is otherwise. And so she was just sharing that. And I loved her card, by the way. It is really cool. And, we have circles, so this is pretty Stampin' Up-y. But anyway, I thought this was a really neat card. So thank you so much, Jana. It made my kids' day to read this, by the way. So they were pretty excited about that. This is a card I actually received on the cruise, but I didn't find it until the other day. This is from Kylie and Bruno, who are from Australia. Many of you have heard me mention them before, but I do, I'm a guest speaker in her training series that she does for demonstrator training. And so they made this beautiful card that they'd sent to me. And of course, as you know, this is one of my favorite sets, the Beautiful Friendship stamp set. So I really like the kind of more subtle colors that they use. They're nice, rich, pretty colors. So that was really cool. Then this is a card. Actually, I think I've had this one for a while too. This is from Carol. I know she sent lots of these out. Carol is one of our most active members of our rack group on my Stamping with the Creativity Cave page. She sends lots of fabulous cards each month. And I know that because people share what they receive in the mail. And it's so fun to see this. She used an oldie but a goodie stamp on here. I can't even think of the name. It might be like Flower Patch. It's a great stamp set, but it looks like kind of fireworks exploding for the 4th of July. So that was really fun. So thank you, Miss Carol. This card is from actually my upline. My upline's upline. Just so you know, I was the #1 in sales and recruiting for our group. So that was kind of cool. Anyway, she sent me a little gift, so that was kind of fun. But this is a pretty card from her. So this is from someone, her name is Denise, and she lives in California. So thank you, Miss Denise. I appreciate that. And then here is a beautiful card from Holly. This is another oldie but goodie. This is this was just recently retired, but this is from the Swirly Bird stamp set. And this was a really sweet card that Holly sent. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Holly. And by the way, I hope you've gotten your scoring tool, by the way. So, and then look at this. You've got Happy Mail. That's a stamp I think I need in my life. So that was cool. And then this was a really sweet package that I had received from Jeannie or Janine. I'm sorry, Jeannie, I think is how you say that. I always get that wrong for some reason. But anyway, she sent me a very beautiful sympathy card. So thank you so much. It's like a little pocket card. And she too used one of my favorites, including my favorite colors. I think she mentioned she wasn't sure if she did it, but yes, you hit the nail on the head with this one. This is two of my favorite stamp sets. It's both the abstract impressions as well as the beautiful friendship stamp set. So you put the two together, and I love that you did that. So awesome. So thank you for thinking of me. Okay, now I've got some fun goodies or things to share with you. If you missed my unboxing of my pre-order video, I will get that up on YouTube as well, but it's, if you scroll down, it's in our it's on this page here. But I do have a couple of cards to make with you today. Let's see. That one. Well, actually, okay. So one of the things that I wanted to do was, well, sorry, I'm struggling a little. Okay. I wanted to show you a couple of things with my sponging technique. And I use that term loosely because it's these makeup brushes that I'm going to use. But I wanted to do a couple things with them for you and show you how awesome they really are. So let's see. It's a little yellow. One of the questions I get asked the most often is, how do I clean my brushes? And the answer to that is pretty simple. This is how I clean my brushes. I do not run them under water, mainly because it would take an eternity for them to dry. So when you kind of use up the brush, so to speak, you run out of color, and then it's kind of clean at that point. So you can see this has gotten lighter. So I would call this pretty clean. I think that the easiest thing to remember is that if you have just a few, like a pinks, a blues, a greens, a yellows, and maybe an orange, maybe a brown. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I have 10 or 12 of these brushes, but you don't need any more than that, I don't think. It's really, they're really easy to use, and they're just so subtle. That's what I love about it. So I wanted to do kind of a masking project. So we're going to start here and let's see. I need my big Post-it note, which is just outside of my arm's reach. So give me 1 second so I can grab it. It was just right behind me. I've got these big Post-its, and then I'm going to take, and I just want to mask off like a small amount of this. I guess I could do it like this too. This would probably be a little more effective. In which case I'll use just a regular Post-it. Like so. Okay, so I've masked off just a little bit on that side, and then I'm going to mask off the rest over here. You can see that's approximately 2 inches. Well, actually more like an inch, inch and a half. But what I want to do is make sure that I'm getting this on here straight so that my line is not crooked. That's the trick, people. So if you need to like make marks on your paper, you can, but you know I am way too lazy to do that. It's sort of sad, but it's really pretty true. Anyway, so I've got my masked off section. So again, I've got maybe a 1/2 inch on the bottom or so, and then I've moved it over like 1.5 inches. Again, we don't measure at this level. That's just crazy. Okay, so what I want to do though is do some blending with my brushes. Okay, so I'm going to do kind of a unique color combination. And that is, I'm going to take some, I don't want Petal Pink. I think I'm going to take Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, and Rich Razzleberry. Well, and maybe if necessary, I'll do some Blackberry Bliss. Okay. A T-square. Gosh, that is a great suggestion. And look at that. I just happen to have one. That really is a good suggestion. We can see how straight this is. Ooh, not bad. Not bad at all. We look pretty good. So I'm just running that up against the edge. And actually, this is a really good suggestion as far as getting things stamped straight, because you can kind of line your stamp up, you know, with the bottom of this for placement as far as stamping a sentiment on there straight. Just saying. That's assuming it's on your block straight. Also, a Stamparatus works well for that. Okay, but what I want to do is I'm going to start with my lightest color. And that is going to be Blushing Bride. So I've got my pink. I'm just going to swirl some of the ink in here. And I know this is a well-inked pad. I think I recently reinked it. So yeah, I've got a lot of that. And do you see that really dark spot? I want to get rid of that. And I'm going to go over this whole thing with my Blushing Bride. So I'm doing circles. You can do straight lines. You can do whatever is comfortable to you. For some reason, I like doing circles. Although what I'm going to do next is going to kind of prevent that. But there we go. Okay, and so that this doesn't come up, I'm actually going to use another Post-it to sort of keep it in its place. Boom. Okay. Then I'm going to switch over to my next darkest color, which is going to be Calypso Coral. Okay. All right, so I got rid of that first bit of dark color. And, ooh, I didn't get all of it, though. So I got a little on here. Now, I'll show you a way to get rid of that darker blob, because that can happen. But you can see I've got a nice soft look above that one spot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get rid of this ink till I'm kind of out, and then I'm going to come back and go over that border, and that softens that line up nicely. I can even come back and pick up a little bit of my Blushing Bride and come back over this just to sort of blend it out a little better. And that has softened that dark spot, so it's not quite so visible. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to switch to a much darker, richer color, which is going to be Rich Razzleberry. Okay, now this potentially could be the color that's so dark I want to keep this brush as that color. We'll see. I don't know what it is going to do, but I do kind of want to get rid of this one hair that's in here because I don't want it to cause problems. So I'm just going to give my brush a little haircut here. Okay. Oh, there's another one. This is the first time I've had this happen. There we go. Okay. So, ready? Here we go. I'm going to pick up some of this. And again, this is where there's probably a lot of ink around the edges. So I'm going to kind of tip my sponge a little bit to make sure I don't have that happen again. All right. So now I'm going to go over the top. And I did have a little bit of this happen, but I will blend it out. Okay. And whenever you do this, you just want to make sure that you are not covering up the whole thing each time. You want to leave each of those colors so that you can see them. So you do get the 3 distinct colors. At least that's what I'm going for here. Okay, so you can see I've got the light pink, the coral, and then my rich razzleberry. And I am going to add some more razzleberry because I want that color to really show. It's a nice, rich, beautiful color. I want to see it on there. All right, so that looks pretty good. I think I am going to go ahead and do a little bit of the Blackberry Bliss, though, because I really want that dark color. Okay, so again, I'll pick some of this up, and this is another ink pad. You can see I re-inked it quite recently, so it is good and juicy. We want to get rid of some of that. Look at that, how dark that is. We want to make sure we get rid of plenty of that, and then we're really going to just stick to the very top here. Okay, and then I'm going to move this over for a second. I'm going to get rid of some of this ink, and it's possible this will end up being my purple brush for a little while, but I really want to get some of that ink off so that I can come back in with just a little bit of coral. And there's still plenty of purple on here. So I do have a coral specific brush. It's a smaller one, right? Yeah. So I'm going to pick that up, get rid of the excess. I'm going to come back here and blend these two. And then I think it's going to be perfect. Okay? So there we go. Now are you ready for the exciting part? Because this really is the best part of the whole process. We're going to peel that Post-it off. Okay. And then here's that one. So what you're left with is this beautiful background. Now you can use this, you can do this with sponges, but you get streaks and it just isn't quite as awesome. So I really like doing those makeup brushes because they just blend so well. They're so pretty. So, all right, now we're gonna stamp on this. And what I really like about this is how unique the colors are. This could be a sunset, a sunrise, whatever you want it to be. And I'm going to add a few leaves on here, the inside of my card. And then I think I'm going to do words are never enough for this one. Okay, so I've got my tree. Now I'm going to put my tree in my Stamparatus. And the reason is it's a fairly detailed stamp. And if I mess up, I want to be able to restamp, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to put my stamp so it kind of overlaps those two sections. And I'll pick my plate up. I'm going to ink this with black. I'm going to do Memento. You could do Stays On as well. It's up to you. Either one will work. But like I said, I got this inked up pretty well. And we'll stamp it down. Giving it a good press. And there we go. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. All right. And words are never enough. I'm going to stamp that or place that right there. I'm done with this, so I'm going to get rid of it. We'll pick that up. If I was smart, I would have done the two of them together. And that looks pretty straight. I'm just lining this up, and it's lining up nice and parallel with that grid line above it, so I know it's going to stamp nice and straight onto my project. So we'll ink that up as well. Stamp it down. And everybody's happy. Okay, so there we go. Thank you, Stamparatus, for making my stamping so successful. All right. So to finish this card up, I'm going to adhere it to a coordinating layer of basic black cardstock, which I have right here. And then, so this would make a really wonderful sympathy card, of course. And then I've got some rich razzleberry cardstock for card base. And I'm actually going to take and stamp these two images from this stamp set. I'm going to stamp them on here. And then I'm also going to stamp them on the inside of my card. Okay. So I'm just going to sort of fill this in along here because it's pretty, and I love these skeleton leaves. I just think they look gorgeous. And so this will just kind of carry the stamp set through to the card, I think. Real nice and pretty like. Fill in a couple of these little white spaces. All right. And then we'll pop this one up. And actually, I need a card to send to John, and this might just be it. They live out in the country, so I know they get beautiful sunsets. And I want to send him another card to tell him I'm thinking of him. All right. So I think this could be a good one for that. One of the things I love about this stamp set is it's so good for masculine cards. And we did use pinks and corals, but you know, that of course is the color of a sunset. If you wanted to man it up, so to speak, I would add like blues and yellow, like yellow to blue in here. And that would give it a little warmer feel maybe. Or a yellow and orange sky. And that, again, would be a little bit more masculine. Okay, now this is pretty dark cardstock. So on the inside of our card, what I'm going to do is I've got another little panel here. And I can stamp on it, as well as the flap of the envelope. Okay, so for this, I'm going to just take and stamp a couple of these leaves. And I should really clean this one. Let me grab my stamp cleaner here. Get that dark ink off. All right. So I'm just going to kind of overlap these a little bit, like so. And, ooh. Then I also, this is my envelope, so I can make a coordinating envelope. I don't often stamp envelopes in videos just because I don't keep my envelopes handy to where I create. Every once in a while I'll remember to pull one out. But I'm just going to stamp this label, or this flap of my envelope as well. Okay, so here are the two colors that I've done so far. Ooh, got a little aggressive there. And I just want to kind of fill in this space. Okay, you can see my super good clean. And then again, I'm just randomly stamping on here. Hi! Whitney's here, yay! All good things. Okay. And then I'm actually going to even stamp off a couple of these. So I get a little lighter shade, and boom. Okay, so there's my envelope, so it coordinates nicely. And then back here, let me do a couple of these. Well, I'll do full strength. There's one stamped off. Full strength and stamped off. So anyway, that looks so pretty, doesn't it? Boom. But what I love about this is these are just really fun colors. Now, this color combination, well, you probably find it to be fabulous, and of course you'd be right. It's really just the colors that were in the printed paper that came with this last year that was out. We don't have it. It was retired, but that's where I got the color combinations from. So if you thought it was because I was magnificent, of course you'd be right, but really it's from the printed paper. And I might add that's a great place to find colored or color combinations is from our printed papers. I do a lot of that. Okay, so here's our card. And you know what, actually, we could stamp on the inside of this because this is a really good tip. This is one of those cards, although in this particular one, I will have plenty to say. Sometimes when you have to write a card, you don't know what to say. So if your sentiment is really nice and big, that leaves less room for you to fill in. So you can just stamp thinking of you and then heart Dina. I'm joking, of course, but sometimes it's hard to know what to say in cards like this. So I just think that's kind of a fun tip, but there you go. So this is a really simple, easy card for someone. Now, if you wanted to, you could stamp this and die cut it and pop it up if you wanted. But I like kind of keeping it simple like that. Okay, I'm actually gonna do another card oh, good, I do have this. Actually, Whitney, could I ask you a favor? Yeah. So my sweet Whitney's here, so I can get her to do stuff for me. Could you take and just run this through it's called High Seas. It's the wavy embossing folder for me. Okay. So we're going to make a card. This is a card I received in a swap. I'm going to change it up just slightly. But we're going to use the Sailing Home stamp set. So it's like almost as though our okay, you found it. It's almost as actually I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Seriously, I don't know how I get through the day sometimes. One of the things I love to do is take a card that I got in a swap and then kind of change it up a little bit to make it my own. So that's what we're gonna do here. And then actually, Whitney, in a second, I'll have you die cut these two pieces for me because I love you. All right, so to start, I've got my two sailboats. This is, of course, from the Sailing Home stamp set. And one of the things I love about this is, are the framelits? I think the framelits are over there. They're probably under something over there, but yeah. Okay. But what I'm going to do is stamp these, and then we're going to color them in. So I've got one big sailboat and then one little sailboat. And there we go. We're going to color them. Oh, you're so good. Thank you. And then I think the framelits to this are just under like those paper pumpkin boxes. I don't keep the tidiest ship here in my office. Well, honestly, I've been gone a lot, so I haven't had time to clean. Do I want Seaside Spray? Yeah. So I've got Night of Navy, Seaside Spray, and then we're going to add a little red. All right. So I wanted to color my sailboats, or I should say the sails of my sailboats a little darker. So I've got real red. I shouldn't say darker, I just wanted some color on them. And then I've got Night of Navy. And I've got the darkest part here where it's kind of shaded on the stamped image, and then we'll blend it out lighter. And I've even got the lighter, well, I should say the Seaside Spray, which is a lighter shade of blue should I need it. That looks pretty good, actually. I'm happy with it. Yes, thank you for that explanation, Cindy. I was visiting a college with my daughter, and we had to leave on Monday to get there because I didn't want to get up at like 3 in the morning here. I just don't do that.
No.
Well, there's really no reason for that. Although I'm sure some people in Iowa would because they're farmers, but not me.
Ain't nobody got time to be at that.
No. Your dad probably is. He's a farmer.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
No.
Oh my gosh. And this is weird. I can't find my real red marker. Okay. Well, it is what it is. But seriously, where did my red marker go? Oh well. All right. I'm almost there, Whitney.
That's all right.
Since I couldn't find my light real red marker, I'm just coloring the rest of it, and it's going to be fine. I'm going to do just a little bit. I'm going to do the boat in, actually I want to do smoky slate. I pulled out my, whatever color this is, dark crumb cake, but I want to do smoky slate. So there you go. Okay. Oh my gosh. You know what I just realized? I didn't give away any stamps yet. I literally, what am I doing? I may have to do that to next week because I didn't do the drawing before my live today. What was I thinking? Well, it's been a busy day because I had team training right before this. Okay. All right, Winnie, can you die cut these for me? Did you find them?
I found them.
She brought me, this is like very exciting, you guys. She brought me a Pampers holder. So have you ever done this where you're on Amazon and you buy something and then you think it's going to be different than how it comes? Yeah, that was me. I bought some refills for Pampers and it just came in a huge bag, like 750 Pamper wipes in a bag that was not resealable. So she brought me a container for them. This is, of course, because she's still in her Pampers days at home. Thank you. Okay, so let's put our card together. I have started with some pieces. I've got a piece of printed paper that is 4x4 square. And we're going to adhere that to a 4x5 1/4 Whisper White panel. Right down the center. And I love the printed paper that comes in this suite. It's amazing. And then we'll adhere this to our Night of Navy card base. Oops, I guess I should probably have done that. Fold the card base first, but it'll all work out. Thank you, my dear. It is magic. You should always have an assistant when you stamp because it's so awesome. I feel fancy. Okay, and then I also have this little panel that she so wonderfully embossed for me using the High Seas embossing folder. It is cool, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just gonna tack that down on here. So that's just 1 inch by 5.5 inches, so it fits on there perfectly. And I'm going to pull it right back up because I got to put something else down first. All right, now I've die cut the largest stitched shape circle and then the coordinating scalloped circle. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment that goes with this on here, and then I'm going to add it behind that embossed strip. That's why I pulled it off quick before it stuck. Now, I'll do my shameless plug. For this, I have an online class with the stamp set that just came out. It's fabulous. There's wonderful projects. I've gotten rave reviews. So if you have this or like this, you should definitely check it out. I'll put a link to that online class registration in my video here when I'm done so that you can check it out if you're interested. But this is really cute. Set sail in the direction of your dreams. Oh my gosh, what does that remind you of? I should have made this an ISU colored sailboat, although I'm not thinking a lot of sailboats are yellow and gold. Or yellow and red. I'm just saying, but whatever. It's my sailboat. I can make it however I want. All right, let's redo that. So I'm going to place this on here, and then I'm going to add that strip right over the top. There we go. That's better. All right. Now I also, ahead of time, die cut myself a little ship's wheel because these are cool. Let's just be honest. And then I also have my 2 sailboats. Okay. So I'm going to pop these up onto my card. So I love that the framelits cut these out, and they do a great job because, like, you can see they cut this little hunk out, which is kind of cool. That little window between the sail and the rope. I'm sure there's a name for that, but I don't know it. So I'll put my one sailboat there, and then my other is going to kind of overlap it slightly. And I'm just sort of positioning it so that I can put my dimensional on there kind of oriented correctly and not covering up my sentiment. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to take some of our baker's twine that goes with this. This baker's twine is on back order right now, but it'll be in before you know it. And I'm going to just take and kind of tuck it under this sailboat, but bring it all around. Yeah, I think, you know, this embossing folder can be, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe tricky to incorporate it without it being too much. And so I think this is a good way to add a little touch of that embossing without going overboard. I know, right? It's really nice when she's here and laughs at your pathetic jokes. It's very sweet. It's like a Carl joke. He's been telling terrible jokes, like punny dad jokes. It's like he's practicing or something. I don't know. Kale tells bad jokes too. Maybe it's a boy thing. I'm telling you, these kids. He seriously, though, wants to watch your boys again. So, seriously, if you need a break, he's available. Okay. So then I'm just going to take a couple slivers of dimensionals and stick these down because I do want to pop this up. It just gets tricky getting them under here so that they don't show. I think this piece is going to be too big. I know what Whitney's saying. That's what she said. She's been here too long. We've worn off on her. Okay, so I'm just gonna, oh my gosh, and this other dimensional just came off on my finger. So now I gotta stick it back down. I feel a little like I'm all thumbs right now. Probably because I'm a little bit all thumbs right now. Oh, I got it back on there. Yes. Just pull these little pieces off. And then kind of tuck that right there. It's all good. Okay. So there is our fun card. And I do like the pop. And oh, there's one other thing I need to stamp though. Ooh, but what did I do with it? Ah, here it is. I'm going to stamp some birds. There we go. Now it's complete. All right. So I hope you like that card. Kind of just a little something different, a little fun. So this was a card I received from my friend Christine in a card swap that we did. And I changed it up just a little bit from her card. Here's her card. So I chose the darker, or the, I guess, more vibrant sail colors. That's about what my change was. So there you go. Okay. Next up, We're gonna make a little kind of a fun birthday card. Ooh. Okay, so this is going to feature the Broadway birthday stamp set. This is such a fun one, and this was a Creativity to Go kit back a few months. I think I might actually have a few of these still laying around, so if you're interested, let me know. But we're gonna take the little candle out of here and stamp this a few times along with the wish, and then of course make a wish. And what I really like about this card is that, sorry guys, this could be a wonderful masculine card or a wonderful feminine card just based on the colors that you choose. So I'm going to do kind of an in-between. This could go either way. I would call it a crossover card, if you will. My color combination is going to be Night of Navy, Bermuda Bay, and Granny Apple Green, and then with a touch of Daffodil Delight for my candle flame. So I'm going to start with my Night of Navy. And I'm just going to stamp that. And you know what? I can see there's like a little smoosh of something right there. I'm trying to see what's going on here. Let's re-ink it. I think it's going to be good now. Okay, so I'm just going to start with Wish at the bottom in my darkest color, Night of Navy, and that came out perfect, so good. Then I'm going to clean really quick. I love using my Stampin' Chamois for cleaning because it just does such a good job. Super quick. I'm going to do Bermuda Bay next. And I'm going to stamp it just over a skosh. I love that I can see through these and get them easily lined up. Clean once again real quick, and then we'll do our lightest color, which is Rich Razzleberry, or no, Rich Razzleberry, what am I talking about? It is Granny Apple Green, and again, just pop it over off to the one side a little bit. Then I'm going to add Mica with my Night of Navy ink, and we'll put that right there, just right above everything. Now what I'm going to do is take my candles and add these. So I'm going to start with a green one, full strength, carefully clean. You can understand the sarcasm in that, right? Then I'll add a Night of Navy, clean it once again quite carefully. We'll do a Bermuda Bay, clean. Actually, this time I think I will clean because I've sort of gotten a buildup of stuff on the edge. And then last but not least, I'm going to do a stamped off Granny Apple Green just so I get another shade. Okay. Then lastly, I'll add my flame in my Daffodil Delight. Now, this is a good color combination that could work for a girl or a boy. If you wanted it girlier, you could definitely add, I'm just going to stamp these off so they're not as bright. You could do pinks and corals, purples and blues, whatever, you know, those that would definitely, like if you switched out navy for Highland Heather, that would be a good color combination too. So whichever you want for your purposes or needs. All right, now I'm going to embellish this just a touch. First of all, I gotta cut a paper quick. I thought I had it cut and I didn't. So give me 1 second. So I've got a piece of Granny Apple Green. So I started with a 3 7/8 Whisper White by 5 1/8. And then I'm got a 4 by 5 1/4 Granny Apple Green. So I'll adhere these two together. And then I'm going to pop that up onto a Bermuda Bay panel. Like so. But first, I'm going to add one thing, and that is a little ribbon. Now this could be done for either version, masculine or feminine. I'm just cutting a little bit of this texture weave ribbon. I love this ribbon, by the way. And then I'm going to staple it on here. You can use a regular stapler. I've got my old Stampin' Up! Used to carry a little stapler that I still use from time to time. So I just stapled that on there, and that's just kind of a fun, quick little embellishment without it, again, being too girly. It's just like a little flag of ribbon. And then I'll add this to my card popped up. So a really fun but simple birthday card for someone. And then, ooh, shoo, it's all good. I only got smudged a little ink on there. We can get that off. But this is a great card to have on hand because, like I said, it could go to a boy or a girl, a man or a woman, whomever you happen to have on your list. All right. Now, you can also take and make this sparkle with a little clear wink of Stella on those flames. And that's always kind of a fun touch. You know, I always like adding this. Now, because they're on the flames, I don't think this makes it too girly. Just saying. Flames sparkle. It's just the nature of things, right? Whitney's laughing in the back. Okay, I've got one more quick card that I want to show you, and it's a real simple one, but it's so pretty. Ooh, and it also might involve some assistance from my Whitney. Because, you know, that's how I roll. This was one that I had in my head, but hadn't quite made. Ooh, I can't find the stamps for it, though. Well, seriously. Oh, I know why, because they're right here. I did have the stamps out. Actually, I don't think I need this. I don't think I need assistance from Winnie. It's all good. Never mind. We're all good. Okay. So, on this one, goodness gracious, if we can get there. Sorry. I'm using the stamp set Friend Like You. This is my Creativity to Go kit this month. It features the stamp set, and I really like this set. It's a great set for this time of year because there's kind of summery themed images, but definitely carry into fall and spring as well. So maybe not so much winter, but it's a great stamp set, especially for the Midwest, but really anywhere. So I'm going to start. I've got myself here a stitched nested label. I love these dies. They're the ones that coordinate with the Bird Ballad Suite. And I'm going to actually take and put this, well, I'm going to take a piece of cardstock and trim that kind of pointy end of it off. All right. Now, I do have 2 pairs of scissors out, but that's not the pair I want to use. Just going to trim this straight across, and I just used that piece of cardstock sort of as a guide for doing this. Okay, and now I'm going to take this piece, and I'm going to kind of prepare it a little bit. So for that, I'm going to use a couple of my brushes. Let's see. Interesting. I thought one of these was green, but oh wait, here's my green one. Okay, it's good. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to use some Balmy Blue ink. and pick up some of this ink. Get rid of that first. You always get rid of the first bit just so you don't get too crazy. And just going to sponge this on. I definitely want it a little darker at the top. Get off that first little bit of ink. And there it is. Nice at the top. Okay. Then at the bottom, I'm going to do some green. We'll use Pear Pizzazz. Woo! For this. Sorry, that kind of came flying in. Okay. So, as always, we'll get rid of some of that color. And we want to leave a little bit of white in between. We don't want these colors to be mixing it up in the middle. So there's a little bit of white in between, not a ton, but a little white. So there's a green section, a blue section, and a white section. Okay. So I really like the look of that to start with. Now on my stamped image, or for my stamped image, I guess I should say, I'm going to take this little greenery stamp and stamp this kind of down here. I'm going to stamp it off a little bit of the edge of this because it's real straight and flat at the bottom, and I don't want it to just be like, I want it to be kind of like that. There we go, off to the side. So that looks nice. And then there is kind of a two-step piece to this that stamps all of these beautiful flowers that go up top. Okay, and we can do these flowers in a couple of different colors. So I'm thinking we could do, actually I kind of like the idea of doing some poppy flowers. So I always do get questions of where I got these brushes, and there's two places. Amazon. Just Google or search on Amazon oval makeup brushes. You'll see a gazillion of them. Get the cheapest ones you can find. The best deal I've found is actually at Walmart, and you can get about 3 of them for $5 or $6 that are about this size. Now they come in sets where you get much smaller ones. Like here's one of the big small ones, but then there's like really little small ones because these are actually for makeup, and I find these are not that useful for stamping. Just saying. Okay, so I've got my flowers in poppy, and I'm just looking through my image here to stamp that on. Boom, like that. Oh, looks so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? Well, I think it is, so that's all that matters. Now, the wonderful thing about this stamp set is there's all kinds of fun sentiments that come with it. And I really like this happy day. I actually think that's what I'm going to use on here. And I'm going to stamp it in my blue ink that I used before. So there's happy day. Okay, so all right, now we're going to add this to our card, and we're going to make it a really simple card. But first, what I want to do, well, yeah, we're going to add it to our card. So I'm going to pop it up. Using up some of those edge pieces. I'm going to have it on my card like so. Just a nice whisper white card. And then we'll put it on a Balmy blue. I was like, I know it's not Bashful blue. That's a really old color. Okay, so then we'll put it on our happy day card. Now that I've done this, I'm totally thinking that I should have embossed this white layer, but that's okay. It is not the end of the world, but I am going to take some white baker's twine, and actually I think I have a scrap of it on my desk. Yes, I do. I'm going to take and add a bow under here, so I can just slide this piece underneath. But I love the color that you get from those brushes. Oh, for goodness sakes. There we go. Yeah, this isn't quite turning out quite as I had in my head. Close, but not quite. You can actually get these in crafty places. I don't recommend it because they're way more expensive. Because you know how anything that has crafting in it just is more expensive. I find that to be true. Oh my gosh, come on. This is not peeling off the way I'd hoped it would. Okay, but hold on. Just hold on. We're going to make it awesome. Hey, will you emboss me one more thing? The brick one on there. Thanks. I love that Whitney's here. It's so awesome. So we're going to switch this up. I wanted to emboss this. And actually, that was kind of what I had in my head before I started this. But then I kind of forgot that that was what was in my head. Don't you hate when that happens? Okay. So I really do like how pretty this is. We can also take and add a little clear wink of Stella to this because everything's better with clear wink of Stella. Wouldn't you guys agree? Just gotta figure out what I did with mine. Oh, I did put it back. I hate it when it's where it's supposed to be. Seriously. So this is the brick and mortar embossing folder. And how awesome is that, you guys? I really like this. So this is going to look good. But we're just going to add some clear wink of Stella to these little flowers. Now this will pick up the color a little bit, so be careful not to smear it too much because you don't want red where you don't want red, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, and then I'm cleaning off. There was a little bit of red on the tip there, so I got rid of that. Okay, so we'll take and add our bow right back on here. Tighten it up a little. And then... oh yeah, that is so much better, don't you guys think? Oh, awesome. And you know what's funny is I actually do have a white piece of brick embossed somewhere around here that I was going to make a card with a while back and never got to. So I did have this on my mind. I'm sure it's under something. You should see my desk. It is a complete disaster. Oh well. Okay. So we'll add that up there. That is so much better. The brick really did it, don't you think? We'll get our bow kind of oriented a little better. And now we have a fabulous card. Okay. So I'll glue this on here and then I'll show you all the cards I made today. So we'll have to do double prizes next week since I forgot to do a drawing earlier. So don't forget to share this. So yeah, it really does make it pop, doesn't it? Okay. So let me clean off my workspace. I love how I can do this so quick. So do not forget, you can share this on. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know what I forgot completely to talk about? Seriously, I forgot to talk about my retreat. I'm so excited about this. So I booked this is a little bit of why I couldn't go live on Monday, because this ended up taking a bit more time than I thought it would. But, okay, so let me get this. First of all, share on YouTube or Facebook, and then you'll be entered in a drawing for free stamps. Okay, you can also get entered by placing an order. And if your order is $50 plus, any order gets you entered, but $50 plus equals a fabulous gift from me. All orders also get thank you cards from me, so that's awesome. And then I've got a few things going on. So this month I've got the Dino Days is my online class. The set I used here, the Friend Like You, which I love this, by the way, is my Creativity to Go class. Creativity to Go class. Both of these, this comes out on the 23rd. This comes out on like the 30th. I also have summer camp. Now, summer camp kind of came out before I had my retreat planned, but we're going to do both because I've actually been working on summer camp for quite a while. Summer camp is something I haven't done probably camps in general, I haven't done for quite a while. But they're fabulous. So the kids have been at camp. It's now your turn. So the idea is that you'll have this in time for the long Labor Day weekend, but you'll have 15 projects. Okay. To give you an idea, one of those projects is actually a several card set of cards. Like it's a gift set of cards. There is one sampler, like a decor item, but if you don't like if you don't like decor things, if you're not into that, you can just take the individual parts and make individual cards out of them. So that's cool if you're into card making. So when I say 15 projects, you're probably going to make almost 20, 25 cards, depending on how you do it, but there's lots of stuff. The cost is $75 plus shipping and handling, and it includes a $50 plus goodie bag. And I've got some, stuff to clear out, so we'll probably throw in some bonus things in there. I'm just saying, you never know. You never know. So anyway, so this is going to be pretty awesome. This is kind of like a customer appreciation event. So whether you're a customer, a demonstrator, a friend, whatever, you won't be disappointed in this. Of course, everything is going to have a video tutorial, written instructions, all that good stuff included. So make sure you get in on this. And we always do fun, silly things. So this is a work at your own pace. You'll have access to it for life, no time zone or time commitments. But the idea is that you'll have it in time for the long Labor Day weekend, should you want to work on it then. Okay. And then the last thing is that my fall retreat, save the date. It is October 25th. 6th and 7th in Davenport, Iowa. This is where I live. Venport. I live next door, but Davenport, Iowa. If you are far away, I'll just say it's going to be worth your drive. It'd be worth your flight. Just putting that out there. We are going to start Friday afternoon and end at noon on Sunday. You will have a make and take. You'll have a bunch of make and takes. You'll have a goodie bag. You'll have time to stamp on your own. There will be games. There will be frivolity. There will be shenanigans. There will be prizes. I'll have lots of prizes. There will be all kinds of stuff. Some of your meals will be included. I also have a block of hotel rooms. This is all going to happen at a hotel, so we can leave our stuff, sleep at night, come back. And like I said, there'll be some meals included, actually quite a few meals. I think all but maybe one meal will be included, I think. But anyway, so much fun. And I'm working out just the final meal details with the hotel lady. And as soon as I have that, I'll be getting everything posted. But it is going to be so much fun. Now, if you are too far to travel, and I don't think you're really too far unless you're in another country, but even then, who knows? But seriously, if you are too far to travel, there will be a to-go option for this event. And you'll still be included in all the door prizes and all of those fabulous things as well. So if you are interested, let me know. I already have somebody coming from St. Louis. So if you are in that area, I promise you will have someone you could ride with. I also know I have someone coming from Ohio, I believe, probably several people coming from Ohio. So you probably could arrange some rides together. And then I know I've got people coming from the Waterloo Cedar Falls area as well. So anyway, I hope that you can join us. It will be amazing. I'm really, really excited. I've wanted to do this for a really, really long time. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. And by the way, our fall retreat will have like a Facebook page dedicated to this so that you can connect with people beforehand. And I hope to have this up by the end of the week, but we'll just have to play it by ear based on my stuff. Oh, Minneapolis, totally. It would be worth the drive. I'm actually from Minnesota, so it'll be good. All right. Northern Ireland is too far. Whatever. I'm just kidding. That is pretty far. I'll give you that. Actually, I saw another, there's an Australian on here too. And she was thinking, I don't know. But anyway, I am so glad that you were stamped with me too. Oh, I got to show you my cards though. I didn't do that. So here's my Happy Day card. Here's my Make-A-Wish card. Here is the swap card that I altered ever so slightly to create this card. I like the Papa Red, just saying. And then here is a beautiful sympathy card that I created with a matching envelope. Yeah, I only had one envelope on my desk for today, but there you go. I did my one. So anyway, hope you like those projects. Thanks for stamping with me today, guys. I will see you here next Monday. I'll be back at my regularly scheduled time. Thank you for stamping with me. I'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.